Break now. Thank you so much for joining us again on the program Health Living. If you check your screen now, the phone number is there. Please copy it and give us a call so that you can ask Dr. Jolly any question you want to ask on peptic ulcer. A lot of persons, at least today, will know that peptic ulcer is not caused by fasting or starving yourself and all of that. There is something already in your system that causes it. And if you come in contact with all that Dr. Jolly have said to us this afternoon, so give us a call on that number on your screen right away, and you'll be able to talk to Dr. Jolly Nosai-Guma. So, Dr. Jolly, let's look at the symptoms of peptic ulcer disease. How will somebody know that he or she has peptic ulcer?
Yes, the commonest symptom of peptic ulcer is pain in the epigastrium. The person will have pain between the breast or sometimes in the upper part of the chest region. And this pain is a bony pain that can even wake patients up at night.
Okay.
Or that comes up very early hour of the day, that is very early in the morning. The pain, very excruciating. Apart from pain, patient can also have indigestion. Patient can have nausea and vomiting. They can have loss of appetite for food. And patient can also experience bleeding, usually when there is a complication, what we call hemorrhagic peptic ulcer. Not only that, there might be food refusal or the tendency to now begin to eat, little foods. That is when there are complications. Not only that, patients can also experience weight loss or can also experience what we call anemia, usually when the symptom is asymptomatic, other than patient just going for medical assessment and we now find out that the PCV has reduced, not knowing that there have been passage of blood through the stool.
Is it self-diagnosed or you have to go to the hospital to find out?
Yes. Just like as I said earlier on, the commonest symptom of this ulcer is pain, which is usually felt at between the breast. But not ulcer will manifest symptoms. Some ulcers is just asymptomatic until the complications start coming. Like a patient that is bleeding, that is experiencing hemorrhagic peptic ulcer, is bleeding, in the having upper GIT bleeding. So such patients, when there's stool, there's usually passage of melanal stool, what we call dark stool. So that patient might begin to have weakness over time because of the excessive loss of blood, via the stool. And when a laboratory investigation is now conducted, we now find out that the PCV has reduced. So in trying to evaluate the cause of the PCV, we now know that, this patient has an ulcer after doing other laboratory tests or investigation.
All right, the number to call is 0807777, that's 470300. Call in to ask Dr. Jolly questions about peptic ulcer. Perhaps you're suffering from it, or you know somebody who is suffering from all of the symptoms that he has mentioned. Okay, Dr. Jolly, is it a preventable disease, curable disease, treatable disease? Let us know.
Yes, ulcer is a preventable disease, but it's a worldwide disease, and persons with blood group A with research are most likely to suffer the gastric ulcer.
Okay, blood group A.
Blood group A, yes. People
not
with blood
genotype
group A,
now,
yes,
so don't mistake it. Genotype is different from blood group.
Blood group A.
Positive or negative?
Either positive or negative. As far as you are blood group A, you are most likely going to suffer the gastric ulcer. Whereas those that are blood group O, they will have what we call the duodenal ulcer. Not only that, for people that are older, maybe from the age of 45 to 60, 45 and above, they come down more with, duodenal ulcer, whereas the gastric ulcer, people that are younger, 20s, 30s, as the case may be. But in overall, I will tell you that in preventing the peptic ulcer, other than those predisposing,
factors that you mentioned
exactly,
already. Yeah.
When you are avoiding smoking, automatically you are preventing ulcer for yourself. And when you also mind the kind of drugs that you take, that will iatrogenically result to the destruction of the lining of the stomach.
Well, you just talk about painkillers being a factor. What about prescription drugs?
Yes. When you take prescription, when pain is actually a symptom of many disease conditions. When you begin to treat pain, you are not using pain. That is more of a symptomatic treatment. When the cause of the pain is treated, you might not even need to live on
painkillers.
So a good doctor should be able to tell you the need of curing the cause of the pain than taking painkiller for a long time that will now, result to the destruction of the lining of the stomach, thereby causing the peptic ulcer disease. Not only that, when you avoid excessive intake of alcohol, you're also preventing, peptic ulcer. Then the use of spicy food, excessive salt intake, fried foods. When you take foods in moderation, of course, you're also preventing the peptic ulcer disease.
Okay. Let's look at treatment. How is treatment like?
Yes, the treatment of peptic ulcer is after a laboratory investigation has been done. Okay. As I said earlier on, the commonest cause of peptic ulcer is Helicobacter pylori. So when we do the urea breath test, it's a test that is conducted where the presence of Helicobacter pylori is not detected in the carbon label urea breath test. Of course, we cannot do what we call the elimination therapy by trying to kill or destroy this bacterial organism from the stomach. Not only that, we can also evaluate the presence, because not actually all symptoms that patient presents, not all abdominal pain.
All right, Doctor, hold on. I think we have a call now. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
Okay, please tell us your name and ask your question.
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Benin.
Okay, go ahead with your question, Victor.
It's not concerning the ulcer. There's something I want to confirm, ma.
Okay.
My wife, before she had a nursing flow, she was really busy. So I thought it was pregnancy, so I thought breastfeed. And it showed she was pregnant, but she's still seeing her menses and she's feeling pains.
Okay, your wife is pregnant, she's still in her period, and she's having pains. How old is the pregnancy?
Like 3 weeks now.
3 months? 3 weeks pregnancy, doctor.
Okay, might just be an implantation bleeding.
Okay.
Well, it's possible for somebody to bleed physiologically when the blastocyst or the embryo is trying to implant to the endometrium of the uterus. Your wife can just experience small bleeding at that particular point in time. But it's not a thing that you have to overlook. An ultrasound scan will have to be done to see if it's a placenta problem. Because when the placenta is at the lower segment of the uterus, so that might also, what we call placenta previa, that might also be the cause of the bleeding. Okay. So I would advise you to go and do an ultrasound scan. But notwithstanding, if an ultrasound scan is conducted and the embryo is in a good state, it therefore means that it's a physiological bleeding, what we call the implantation bleeding.
Okay, thank you for calling. So, doctor, let's continue with our treatment.
Yes, the most important thing is for us to know the incriminating cause of this ulcer. And I will tell you that if other test is conducted, like the gastroscopy or the duodenoscopy, we will be able to know if actually the pain.
Hello, caller. Can you reduce the audio level in the television set and ask question? Who are we speaking with? Hello? Okay, doctor, just go on. I'm sure.
So we have to know exactly if the cause of the pain is as a result of peptic ulcer, because other pains might also mimic the peptic ulcer. Okay. It could be pancreatitis. It could be, you know, a gallbladder disease. So these are the things that we have to roll out before we now say, okay, we have to treat this ulcer. The reason why laboratory investigation, we cannot use the symptom alone to treat the patient. There are other tests that have to be carried out. And not only that, surgery might also be an option, especially when there are complications. I will tell you that patients who have had just a normal peptic ulcer in the past, but with complication of perforation. Perforation means that with time, surgery. You know, there is now a white tear in the lining of the stomach or the duodenum, as the case may be.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, caller. Hello. Okay, I think the caller left. All right, doctor, what's the way forward now as we round up?
Yes. You see that in treatment of the peptic ulcer, there are medical treatments, there are surgical treatments. But the surgical treatment, most often than not, is when the medical treatment fails. When I say medical treatment, it involves the use of medication without surgical intervention. So when we plan patient for surgical intervention, it means that the medical treatment is not working. And in that case, we can even bypass the stomach if there is, a sore. You know, when we say ulcer, ulcer means sore. Just like the way somebody can have a sore in their lower leg or their leg, as the case may be. So the sore in your stomach is what we call the ulcer. So we can bypass the sore, or we can even do what we call a partial gastrectomy by cutting off that sore, doing a repair, what we call Barrett's type 1 or Barrett type 2, depending on the bypass we want to do.
Okay, Dr. Jolly, our time is up. I want to say thank you so much for finding time to be with us on the program, and we hope to do this again. You know, a lot of persons now know that ulcer can be very dangerous and it can be very deadly if you do not take action on time. So thank you, doctor, for your time. We'll see you again next week on the program Healthy Living. Bye-bye.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
And welcome to WIC Women in Conversation. Yes, this is a table where women sit and discuss. Today we're going to be giving it to you the way you want to listen. What we're going to be saying is quite interesting. I know that most women will want to listen to what we have to say today. And as usual, I do not do this alone. But before I tell you the women that are sitting here with me, you already know who they are. I'm going to tell you where we should be watching this. You can watch this on GoTV channels 140 and on Star Time channels 130. And UHF channels 42 for Abuja and channels 22 for Benin. And of course, we have our social media handles. You can actually see us on Facebook, TikTok, and of course, your YouTube. We are all there for you to watch. Anyway, let me introduce you to my women here. They are Barrister Chisom Agbafu. Barrister Chisom Agbafu, of course, is a legal practitioner, like we know.
Thank you very much, Patricia. I'm so happy to be here.
I know you're going to be doing justice to the topic.
Of course, I'm ready.
If our Nigerians are waiting to hear this from us, because you know it's a topic that is actually making round now, and they've been wondering why is Women in Conversation not talking about it. We're going to talk about it today, and of course, also to my left, I have Princess Edith. Princess Edith is the CEO of Edith Fred Gold Limited. I hope I got that right. Princess Edith, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. Good day, everyone.
And then we have Abby. Abby has been missing. She missed 2 episodes. Yes, she was out of the country. Abby, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you for having me.
I hope you brought us goodies.
Oh, definitely. Always.
You always do that. Thank you for coming. Okay, so let's just go straight to today's conversation. Today we're going to be looking at Ochaya's case. Let's look at the best way to protect the girl child. Lesson from Ochaya. We all know the case going on about Ochaya now. It's been a while. About 4 or 5 years ago she died. We know the story of how she died. She was, her uncle who she was living in at the time was, let's not use the language, but anyway, having whatever with her and the uncle's brother. And then all that caused her some kind of sickness. Medically, that's what they say, that took her life. And she was just 15 as at the time. If she was alive as of today, she would have been 20. So the women voices have started talking about it again. We want the case not to be swept under the carpet like they always do. So, Barrister, we're not going to be looking at questions today.
Oh, of course.
We're just looking at the topic, the best way to protect the girl child, taking the lesson from Ochaya. What do you think? How do you think a girl child should be protected?
Okay, first of all, I would say that in this Ochanya's case, every woman has one thing to say. Because the first time I heard of the case, I broke down in tears because it's a lot for I think she was 8 when it started, and 13 when she died, and it's really tragic, knowing that a young girl, I mean, by now, like you said, she would have been working towards being a lawyer, or maybe in school working towards her dream and all of that, and it's cut short because of the incidents that happened to her. So for the girl child needs to be protected from zero, I think, from infantry till I can't even say a particular age, because a girl child needs to be protected. And how does she need to be protected? Is the society. Because I feel like the society we have to build a society where silence is impossible, where accountability is inevitable, and where justice can always be accessible for the girl child. So that is a system that we need to build. That is the mindset that everyone in Nigeria needs to have for the girl child. So Ochanya's case I think is one of many. I don't think it's just because this one has a more public view, but then there are a lot that has happened that has been ignored. Cases have been, because how will you just discharge them? I mean, the court acquitted them, saying there's not enough evidence, to prove beyond reasonable doubt. The prosecutor didn't bring enough evidence, the DNA and all of that. But then they still went ahead to punish. I think the mother went to jail for negligence for 5 months. So knowing
Ochaya's mother,
yes, Felicia, I think Ubuja also.
What are the
not her mother, the guardian, the wife of the
uncle,
yes, the ones who So knowing that, okay, the punishment is even minimal. I mean, 5 months in jail just because she's negligent of, while the people or the persons who are, mainly the cause of this problem. I mean, do you know what it is for? I'm telling you, do you know what it is? They were not sentenced. They were acquitted. They were acquitted at the Benue State High Court. I think 2022.
Are they that influential?
That there's not enough evidence. When it's getting to a case of something like this, an abuse, you hardly get justice, especially for the women. So that is the reason why we should be talking about this. A child of 13 that was diagnosed with, I think, vesicous.
You are looking for substantial evidence.
That is she can't even pass a screener. That is, I mean, it's enough evidence.
Let me come in here. What do you think made her to keep quiet? Was it threat?
She didn't keep quiet.
Okay.
She wasn't quiet.
Okay.
She told somebody in the family, and then the family, the person who she told, reported the matter to, I think, the parents, but then nothing was done. Nothing was done about it.
I read it. I read it to some extent. I saw it on social media. It's really disheartening. It breaks you down. If you're a parent or you're a woman, it will break you down. I think she was quiet at a point. She was silent, and that is what I'm going to talk about. Why are they silent? Why are our children not talking?
That's why
Are we not? Are parents not giving listening ear? It's two ways. Is it threat? Because some of these abusers, they will threaten them. If you say it out, I'll kill you. I will do this to you, and I'll do this to your parents.
Yes.
You know, and children don't want anything to happen to their mom or them, so they have to keep it to themselves, and they keep dying in silence because she did not speak out. Like what I read online, she didn't speak out. Actually, it was when she was sick. They now took her to her parents' house.
No, she did spoke out.
So
yes, she did.
Speak out?
She did.
Point?
She told
Was
someone.
It immediately.
Not, you know, the thing happened. The incidents occurred when it started.
So yes,
it started when she was 8 till 13.
Was she speaking up from when she was 8 years old?
No, she was a 10. She was still very tender then.
Yes,
I think from level
12.
Did she start speaking up from 8 years when she was?
No, the thing is, apart from saying, "Oh, did she speak out?" and all of that. She's a child. We're talking about somebody who is 8. Their behavioral patterns to know that this child is going through something.
When she spoke out, so that we know when she started, who she spoke to, and what they did about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if she started speaking out from 8 years old and nothing was done, the mother
I don't think she will have the boldness to speak out at 8. And if she eventually speak out, maybe it was when she was like 11. That's when she started.
That's what I'm saying. That she spoke out. So between the ages of 8 and 13.
Can I just come in here? Okay. Number one, this is an 8-year-old child. To me, because I'm coming from as a social worker from a developed country. There's something they called safeguarding. And the children's protection. Child. They've got the acts, which I know that we have in Nigeria, and what he says is every child matters and everybody is responsible for anything. So if you see a child being abused, you're supposed to report it. From education, from the hospital, even your neighbor. You see, if a child spoke out, even if you are not the family or relative, you need to report it to the authorities to protect that child from that, because that thing was going on for years. And a lot of people must have seen it. Because even in school, she might not have been able to see.
That's why I said behavioral patterns. She's a child. There are behavioral patterns that must have occurred.
Even when she was in the hospital,
that 5 years they gave
seen it.
Sorry, that 5 year they gave the guardian as a fine. That's
5 months.
5 months. They should just. Can't they record the case?
No, that's what they should
record the case. How can you say a child under your care? 8-year-old baby child was being molested, not once, continuously, and you don't know about it.
And you didn't notice anything.
Even as an adult, where you just get deflowered, you will feel it. Not talk of a baby.
A child.
So you should.
And apart from
really
that,
negligent.
I think
so either you were very careless or you were protecting your husband. I believe she was aware. She was trying to protect her husband or her marriage. A lot of women does that.
Okay. Let me come in here, Chisom. As a legal practitioner, do you think the 5 months it's an ideal jail term for her?
Oh, no.
Done more than that.
It is. I mean, she was supposed to do way more than that.
Okay.
But because of the court looks into the evidence that were brought before the court. Anything you're saying, you don't just say, okay, this is the narration of what happened. The courts don't rely on just, hearsay. Oh, you said this, that. What do you want to use to support? Because you are the prosecution bringing in your case. So what do you have to back up your case?
What were you expecting? What do you expect that she brings to back up this case as a lawyer?
You mean, is it for the prosecution?
Yes. What were they expecting from Ochayam?
Okay, I think they were expecting maybe witnesses to come up and then testify, show evidence that, okay, this was what, normally the case was not well handled at the initial stage. And that is why everybody is agitating that the matter should be reopened. Because I don't understand why the guardian was both the man and the wife. So why was Felicia singled out for negligence? Because the parents put the daughter in the care of Felicia and then Andrew. That is the man. So why was he acquitted? And then the woman went in for 5 months. And 5 months is for what? Is it for a light punishment? Maybe for her to just learn her lesson and then... Because it doesn't... That is the reason why people are angry. People are sensitive towards this matter. People are filled with hurt. you know, that's the reason why we need to make sure that justice is done this time around.
Definitely.
The case has been reopened. That is my joy. It has been reopened.
Oh, glory be
it
to
has
God.
been reopened. So we need to make sure that justice is served for
And served
Ochanya
right.
and served
I feel-
right.
Let me come to you, Abiodun. Okay, as a social worker in the UK, let's call the country, what do you think would have happened if this happened in UK?
First of all, there was the Victoria Columbia's case, which Columbia in 2000. As a result of this young girl, 8 years old, she was abused by her uncle and her auntie, and she died. Because of that case, a law came into place, Every Child Matters, and also Child Protection Law, where it became law. Lord Lammy's report says that every child matters, and there was a child protection law where it says that everyone is responsible to safeguard a child. So that means that because that child, they missed opportunities to report. They said the police, because there was a lot of neighbors that complained about the child's bruises on her body. The school too saw it, so nothing happened. So they blamed, it was joint blaming, saying that the schools, the education, the hospital, she went to hospital a number of times, the neighbors, so they were saying, so the law that came out was that every child, that is the responsibility of everyone to safeguard a child. So if you know a child has been abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
It's a case of you see something, say something.
Just what you said, signs. There are signs.
They need to know where that scar came from. So even the
that.
teachers now in school, they tell children, they empower them to speak up. They have a voice. A child has a voice. They put them to speak up on anything. And as soon as the child has said somebody's abusing, they protect the child, take the child from that environment and take them away. And then the case is investigated. And they empower them. So it's not, I don't understand with Nigerian, where the evidence isn't enough.
I don't understand. What evidence are they looking for?
That is exactly when you said
they
the
empower
signs.
them.
Yes.
So the prosecutor, where they will be empowered with a good lawyer to fight the case.
But this girl was
and then the
taken to
UN,
the
we're part of the UN, so there should be empowerment.
Okay.
Somewhere, sorry.
Edith.
You are eating. As a mother, I see that you're very angry and very upset with this.
Yeah, because this child was taken to the hospital, and they are still looking for evidence. What much evidence are you looking for?
Need?
What evidence are you looking for?
Were they expecting
The
her to
doctor,
have videoed?
I don't understand.
That's why I
the
said
medical reports is enough evidence for them.
Enough evidence. Do you know what it is for a child to be diagnosed with vesical vaginal fistula?
Okay, is that natural? Is that natural?
A child cannot pass
And then
excreta herself, urine.
The person that was molesting and
The
abusing
hospital is there. That means the hospital must have taken tests,
Yes.
their test results to show
and
that
the
this
court
child
undermine all
was
that.
abused. It led to that disease, and then the child died in that
And you
pain.
are saying there was
So,
no much evidence.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's the reason why this case, this time around, we're not going to let it go.
True.
Every woman out there needs to speak
It's not
for
just a
justice
case
for
of
Ochanya.
Ochanya. Now let's take it around. We have other young girls out there that are being
Okay, I
molested.
just saw a story of a father who slept with two of her children.
Yes.
One was 5 and the second one is 2.
Okay.
This just happened last week.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, they just got him arrested. He slept with the 2 daughters.
Okay.
One was
And it
5
was
and
like,
2
yes,
years old.
yes.
2 years old.
Did you say 5 and 2?
Yes.
It's online.
And he was denying it that they were like, he said, let me call my wife. They said, your wife reported you. I watch it.
Yes.
Your wife reported you. He was like, no, my wife can't. He was not even behaving as if he's not normal. He was not behaving as there is something wrong with him, just to, escape the law. So we have to start amplifying our voice.
My question now is to we women. What attracts these men to these little girls? Because they do not have anything to portray.
You can't say
there's something I saw. Sorry, Patricia, there's something something I saw last night. It breaks my heart. My house help posted something on her status, and I saw it. Around 11, I had to call her. Where did you see this? She said in her group, in her prayer group, they posted it there. That parents, if you are not ready to take care of your child, don't bring a child to the world. A girl of a child of under 1 year was being raped. Under 1 year. You know what? I had the video. You know what the culprit did? He used like something like towel to cover the child's mouth.
Oh my God.
And was penetrating, and you could see blood gushing out. It breaks my heart. I told her, drop it. This is disgusting. I can't stand it.
Say a child, a baby.
A baby. A baby that still wearing diaper under 1 year. I watched it yesterday night. Just last night. I have to get the source. I have to ask her, bring your phone. I have to know where this comes from. So it breaks my heart. I ask her to delete it and send it to me. Since she sent it to me last night, I've not opened my phone. I can't open it. I just kept it there for a case for this kind of program, in case we want to see. But if you watch it as a parent, you can't stand.
If it's not even as a parent, princess, as a human being,
you won't be able to come back. If you watch it, you can't continue this conversation.
Baby with
so it's all boiled down to parenting.
Okay, so as a parent, sorry, princess. She asked the question, and really, I want to understand. How did the baby get to the hand of this rapist?
That's what they're talking about. Whether as a single parent or as a couple,
family members, or
these people are close by. Strangers cannot come to your house and molest your child.
Mostly family members,
uncle,
brothers,
auntie,
cousins,
housekeeper. Then all these
drivers,
yes, staff. Then artisans that you send to your house to go and do 1 or 2 things. Plumbers, electrician. You don't leave your girl child. I have artisans that come to my house to work. And at times, maybe I ask my daughter, stay in the room or stay. You need to see me when I'm shutting between my kitchen and my sitting room. Just 5 minutes. Maybe I want to check what I put in the kitchen. I'm running like 2 seconds.
You don't have CCTVs.
Are you getting it? Yeah. So that is me. So we women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting. We have to be there. You know, it's a lot of sacrifice to take care of a child. Not to take care of a child, then talk less of a girl child. We have to concentrate on our girl child. Then when raising our girl child, we should also do more raising our boy child. Because if we raise our male child very well, we won't have what we're having.
Good. Okay.
That conductor you see at the garage with 4 teeth left or gone, they are somebody's child. The day they had those children, everybody were jubilating and throwing powder everywhere. Because they were not raised well. That's why you are
powder. You know, princess has come.
Yes.
How did they throw the powder?
Yeah, because they were happy. They didn't know they have just given birth to something else.
Oh, wow.
To a pedophile. Are you getting it? So, while raising our girl, we shouldn't concentrate on our girl child only. We should also concentrate on our boy child.
Okay, princess, thank you. That brings us to the real question.
Okay.
What's the best way to protect your girl child?
Okay, first of all, I think the issue of trust is what destroys, it's what causes this issue. You know, when you trust family members, the only person you should trust is God. You trust family members, you're inviting family members to your house, oh, come and stay 3 days, in-laws, this, that. It causes this kind of, you know, it introduces perversions of different kinds. And these people are not even, they don't have that conscience to say, this is just a child and all of that. They are acting on the instincts, their predatory instinct. They will act on a child, a 1-year-old child, not minding the bloodline. Because Ochanya case is the same thing.
Yes, the bloodline.
This is your niece. This is you're related. And she's a child. So I think that for the parents should do more of observation and thorough listening. You need to listen. Because children, they could tell you things through behavior. Children are very honest. That is one thing about them. They might want to tell you something in a way, maybe you shut them down, you know, and maybe you're asking them, oh, what do you say? Say it again, let me hear. All those
they might not want to open up again.
They will just withdraw. Once they would withdraw.
To take them out, it will take them time to come back again. So when you see that this child is acting funny, this child is behaving a certain way, you try to inquire into what's going on with the child.
And let me further buttress that. And, you know, let's show our children love. Let's show them love. By the time you teach them love, see, there is nothing, of everything you're going to give your children, let the best of it. Number one should be love. By the time you love your child, you love your child enough to be friendly with that child. So you open room for communication.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes,
so the child will be free to talk to you, to gist with you.
Yeah.
Even when you are angry, the child will know, my mom is angry. I think I'll talk to her later. You understand? Because there is this relationship, there's this friendliness between mother and the child.
Okay,
you understand?
Princess, thank you so much. Let's go on a short break. We'll be back to continue this discussion on how to protect a girl child. Anyway, let's go on a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back on Women in Conversation. We're all still seated here talking about the girl child, how to protect the girl child, and looking at Ochanya's case especially. Ochanya's case is a case study for today. That's what we're looking at. And of course, Edith was saying something before we went on a short break. Edith.
Yeah, I was talking about the relationship, child, mother, father relationship. That we should create an atmosphere of love. That above everything you give your child or your children, let the number one of the list be love. And open room for communication. Let there be this cordial relationship. I don't like this warrior soldier thing parenting. I'm not the calm, gentle parent who, but at times you balance it up. You understand? You create room for time to be very stiff and harsh, but at times more of friendly, cordial relations, so that there will be communication. If there's love and communication, there's no way that child will be silent. And whenever the child wants to talk to you, give them opportunity to talk. Listen to them, even when you are tired. You are not listening. Your ear doesn't have any energy to listen. Doesn't need extra energy to listen. You just keep it quiet and the child speaks.
Okay. Let me come in here. The child might really want to speak, but there's a threat on the child's life.
Okay.
Like, they will tell them, if you speak, we're going to harm you, or harm your mother, or harm your brothers, or harm your sisters. And for a child that hears they want to harm my mom, the love they have for their mom, they will keep it and swallow it. In this case, what should the child do?
It's still boiled down to the parenting.
Yes.
You teach your child right from 4 years that the only person that have rights that can kill you is God. Your mother or your father can't do you anything. I started teaching that at from 4. You understand? So start letting them know that if anybody threatens you, if you tell your parents, if you tell your teacher, I'll kill you, I'll kill your mother, they can't kill me. They can't kill you.
Okay, for me, I think this is a case of trust for your parents.
So that's why I mentioned
trust. Yes.
By the time you
trusting your parents, that your parents can actually protect you.
Yeah,
so you quickly go and
speak out. Not just speaking to the parents alone. Sorry, darling. Yeah. Talk to your teacher. Anybody you can see. Because if you say only your parents, and if your parents are not available at that moment, keeping it to yourself can endanger your life. You can talk to teacher. You can talk to your neighbor. You can talk to your auntie. Anybody that you see around you at that moment, speak up. It will take between school and house. Have you not seen a case where the driver that goes to pick a child from school molests the child? Where does he do it? Right in the school compound. Because you normally go late, so that every other student would have left
the school.
So in that case, the only person that child has access to was the security man that saved the day. The security man in the school. So if you teach them to speak to anybody, it will help them a great deal.
Teaching them to speak to anybody.
Yes.
What about the case of the 1-year-old that can't speak?
That's why I said, apart from teaching the child and all of that, we have, like you said, 1-year-old. It still boils down to the parents on the issue of trust. Now, you bring in somebody. Oh, please let me take care of my child. Let me quickly answer a phone call. Let me quickly. Why are you trusting that person? Even if the person is your relative.
They are the worst.
You are now trust. That's why I said the issue of trust in Africa is a problem with family people.
It is.
Why are you entrusting your child? Oh, somebody, the neighbor, please take care of this person. I'm going to market. I don't have somebody who babysit the child. Find a way to always be close to don't just give anybody your child and say, okay, take.
Anywhere I'm leaving my child, I will make sure there is no male in the house. Telling you that.
Can I just say something? Because you just said no male, even female. I've heard of
but on rare occasions.
On rare occasions.
That's on rare occasions.
So I think also it's about to educate the parents and the child, because if the parents see the consequences of the what happens to the child and the damage and the hurt, the pain that it gives me, you change. So to me, I feel that firstly is the reason why you find that some parents are not even talking. They're probably collaborating, because you see that a lot. Because where is that parent? Is people of poverty? Maybe they've left that child with somebody of more
same thing with Ochanya's case. Ochanya was sent to the uncle
to study for education.
So all that poverty, and then but we need to educate our mothers, the parents and the children, that regardless, you should not compromise your child for being molested and abused sexually. They need to be educated. You should be like, a lot of people don't understand this. They think money supersedes, but if they see the consequences and your child, and then the children, from as much as they can